Can I show you how the AI influencer side hustle is earning people $500 a day, $1,000 a day, sometimes even over $1,500 plus per day? And can I show you how to install the incredibly powerful and frankly sometimes crazy AI tools and apps that people are using to do this step by step for free? Well, it is a pretty huge challenge, I will say, but yes, that is indeed the challenge that I have set myself for today's video. Yep, so if you've never heard about the AI influencer side hustle, it's exactly what it sounds like. There are influencers on Instagram, like Alice here, who have tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands to over 1 million followers, and they grow them either by posting photos or by posting videos. But of course, Alice here is not a real person. Nope, she is an AI generated character made by her creator by using free open source AI apps that anyone can download and install again for free from GitHub. And well, her creator is now, like other AI influencers, earning a very nice monthly income, thousands and thousands of dollars a month, by posting exclusive AI generated photos behind a paywall on the influencer membership website, FanView. So yes, that's the entire side hustle and how it earns money in a nutshell. So then let's get started and break it down step by step. But before I do, I have a very important disclaimer. This side hustle is absolutely controversial, and I get that, but well, if you don't mind a little bit of controversy, or like me, you are just curious and you enjoy learning about methods and tools that people are using to make money, even if you wouldn't do this specific side hustle yourself, then we'll just jump straight into it. And we'll start out with step 1. Install Fooocus. Yes, so Fooocus is the free open source AI art generator that is specialized in generating hyper-realistic faces and photos that most AI influencers were created with. And it is honestly quite remarkable. Even with the small list of prompting, it has the ability to generate an insanely realistic photo for you. And here's the thing, right? To make an influencer, you will need to use an open source generator like this. And that's because, if we're just being totally honest here, when it comes to AI influencers, it's usually the photos where they're wearing the least amount of clothing that tends to get the most amount of engagement. And well, if we tried to ask a traditional AI art generator like Midjourney or ChatGPT's DALL-E to generate a photo like this for us, for better or for worse, it will censor you. DALL-E, for example, has a policy where if you ask it to generate a realistic photo of a woman in a bikini, it won't generate a photorealistic image. Instead, it will make it look purposefully fake. Whereas, because Fooocus is open source, it does not have these limitations like it in its system. So I'll have a link to the GitHub page where you can download Fooocus from in the description of this video. Once here, keep scrolling down the page until you find the link to download the files. Click this link, and then in the download section, select to download the files. In total, the Fooocus download is a few gigs, and this took me about 3 minutes to download on a very fast internet connection. Then next, find where the files were downloaded. For me, I downloaded mine to my desktop. When you do, you will see that Fooocus downloads as a zipped file. And a zip file, if you don't know what that is just a way to compress large files down into a small download. However, what this means is that we can't access the files in their zipped state. We need to unzip this folder. And so to do that, right-click the zipped folder and select to unzip it. In total, there were about 5 gigs for me to unzip. This process took a few minutes. Then, once it is finished, you will now be able to access the unzipped files on your computer. Click on the run file, and if you're on a Windows computer like me, you'll probably get a notice like this, warning you about the software. This is an open source software, and so this is just Windows letting you know that it does not recognize the app. And so like me, if you want to continue using it, you can just click to run it anyway. And then when you do, the program will start running and downloading and installing more files on your computer. This process took about 7 minutes for me. Then once it is finished, Fooocus will now open up automatically. And that's it. It is now installed for free and you can use it. And also a quick tip is that if you close Fooocus and you want to open it up again at any time, just open up your Fooocus folder and click the run program. It will open back up again and you can use it again whenever you want. And I have a second very important tip. If you're having any problems installing Fooocus on your computer, you can get some help from GitHub. Yep, come to the GitHub page for it and click on discussions. You can leave any questions that you need help with here to get answers from the community. And so then let's now move on to step 2. Generate your AI influencer portrait. Yes, so now it's time to prompt Fooocus to give us a portrait of what we want our AI influencer to look like, which means we need to decide how they should look. And you know, honestly, I've seen a wide range of AI influencer accounts gain tens of thousands of followers to hundreds of thousands of followers to even over 1 million followers on Instagram. And then on their fan view pages where they sell private memberships, these also are getting thousands of followers. I've seen different races, different ages, different countries, and lots of different hair colors. And so, frankly, I think that you can be pretty creative when choosing what type of look and personality that you want your AI influencer to have. But yes, either way, once you've chosen their look, just open up Fooocus and click Advanced. Then select the Style Setting tab, and then choose Fooocus Photographs. This will tell Fooocus that you want to generate pictures that look like realistic photos. Then tell it that you want to generate a portrait that is face on and flat so that you can get a good portrait photo to use and describe your influencer. And then that's it. By default, Fooocus is set to generate 2 photos. You can increase the number of photos in the Advanced tab if you like. But yes, out of the 2 photos that it made for me, this photo here was my favorite. So then, let's now move on to step 3. Use faceswap AI to generate consistent photos. Yes, because a common question that is asked is this: how can AI influencers generate photos with consistent faces each time, like these photos here? And that's a good question. And the key is that what you do is you generate an excellent portrait photo and then you combine it with faceswap AI, such as the one within Fooocus. This is how they generate consistent photos. They use faceswap AI technology. Yep, so inside of Fooocus, click Input Image and then click Image Prompt and select the Advanced tab. And then after that, upload the portrait photo that you want to use for the faceswap, and then just type in what you want your photo to be about. And then Fooocus will generate your photos for you. Now, this is where having a powerful computer is very helpful if you're trying this side hustle out for yourself, because you see, personally, I'm not a gamer, and so I don't have a powerful desktop computer. Instead, I choose to spend my money on ultra lightweight laptops. And while I love my laptops, they aren't very powerful, so generating my photos took around 10 minutes. Either way, that's pretty much it. Fooocus will now generate photos for you using the influencer's face. And of course, because we used Fooocus's default settings, it generated 2 different photos for us to choose from. However, as I said, you can change Fooocus's settings in the Advanced Setting tab. So for example, you can change the performance. You can speed up the image generation, but that will lower the quality of the images. Or you can choose to prioritize quality and generate images slower. And you can change the aspect ratio. So you could make landscape photos, or portrait photos, or square photos, like I selected. And you can also change how many images that you generate at once. So you could choose to generate up to 32 images at once. And this is honestly a very good idea to do if you can, because just like other AI image generators out there, Fooocus still will often include a lot of different glitches, especially with the hands. So by generating more images, you increase the chances that you're going to generate images that don't have these weird glitches. In saying that though, I'm probably a little bit too worried about this. Yep, because I've seen lots of successful AI influencers like this post photos with some really weird visual glitches, and these still seem to get thousands of likes. But yes, either way, with my new settings, I went ahead and generated new images. This time it was much slower. It took about 30 minutes because I had prioritized quality over speed. But I got some great images out of it. I'd usually recommend generating as many pictures as possible to get more choices. So yes, it's time to move on to the next step. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor, and no, for once, today's sponsor is not actually me. Nope, instead it is this, Build Your Store AI, a free AI store builder which creates ready-to-sell online stores with Shopify in just minutes. Within every store, 10 products are already included, connected with a trusted supplier, because as regular viewers know, I have struggled to find sponsors I like and trust. And so when they reached out, I was super happy because, well, I had noticed that dropshipping had been getting popular on TikTok recently, with videos getting millions of views. And so after seeing Build Your Store AI were claiming to give out free .store domain names and that they were giving out free store themes, typically valued between $200 to $250 with apps included like bulk price discounting, which you normally have to pay for, I decided to test it out for myself. So first, I clicked to build my new AI store. Then I selected a niche, and I just connected it to Shopify, which currently costs just $1 a month for the first 3 months. And then it built the custom Shopify store for me. So far, so good. Then next, I just connected it to the essential supplier app, AutoDS, which is currently discounted to just $1 for the first 30 days. This app automates the order and fulfillment process of your pre-selected products in your final online Shopify store. And so yes, the AI added in a bunch of products to my custom online store that are currently trending. Again, so far so good, right? However, remember they promised to give me a free .store domain name, and usually Shopify charges $9 for this. And so honestly, I was very skeptical that they'd actually give it to me, but well, I added in a free domain name and it worked. I was honestly shocked. So if you'd like to check it out, I'll have a link to it in the description below. But anyway, back to the video. And so then let's now move on to step 4, install a free AI video face swap tool. Yes, so before we do this, I just want to note that it seems that making videos is not necessary. I've seen multiple AI influencers become popular primarily with photos. However, I do have to admit, when AI influencers do post their photos, the technology is astonishingly impressive. And so the question then is this: how can you generate videos like these ones that Alice posts to their Instagram that look so real? And well, that is a good question. And well, basically the answer is that we now need to find an open source deepfake AI video tool. Yep, because you see, the way that these AI influencers create videos is they take a video like this, and then they give it whatever AI influencer face they've created, and then they swap their influencer's face onto the video using AI. So yeah, it is extremely powerful technology. And you'd think that you would have to pay for this, but you don't, because one of the most popular face swap tools, Face Fusion, is open source and it is free. And there are 2 ways that you can install it. One way is to come to the GitHub page for it, download the files, and install it yourself manually. But for most people, I genuinely don't recommend doing this, because unlike Fooocus, where the developers have genuinely tried to create a simplified, easier installation process, the manual installation process for Face Fusion is genuinely quite difficult. Yep. So instead, I'd probably recommend that you instead download this tool here, Pinocchio. Pinocchio is a free open source internet browser that is specialized in letting you install AI apps that have been verified to be compatible with it. And conveniently for us, one of the apps on here is indeed Face Fusion. So to get started, just come and click to download Pinocchio. Then pick whatever version that you want, the Mac version or the Windows version. I have a Windows computer, so I downloaded that. Save it to your computer. Then once downloaded, come to the file and unzip it. And then next, once unzipped, run the setup program. And again, on a Windows computer, you'll get this screen, so I just selected to run it anyway. Then it'll just install and load up the app, and then after it's done that, you're ready to use it. So head on over to the search page and do a search for Face Fusion. When you find it, click on it and select to install it. And then here is where things get very interesting. It's going to show you a bunch of apps that need to be installed for Face Fusion to run. And well, chances are you are like me here and you don't have most of these installed yet. Well, normally if you were installing this manually, you'd now have to go and install each of these manually too, which is honestly quite intimidating for most people, understandably. But well, what you can do instead is you can just tell Pinocchio to go ahead and install them for you. Now, obviously, whether you want to let it do this is entirely up to you. Not everyone is comfortable doing this for security reasons. I will say though, watching it go ahead and install everything is genuinely quite astonishing. It saved me a huge amount of time. Like, I even watched it open up Microsoft Visual Studio Installer and install it with the correct settings needed and everything. I didn't have to click anything. I literally did nothing. I will say though, as cool as it was to watch it install everything for me, the entire process definitely took a while. In total, it took about 25 minutes for it to install all of this for me. So my bonus tip is that I recommend having something else to do to keep yourself entertained while you wait for it to finish. But yes, once it's finished installing these extra apps, Face Fusion will now pop up. But you see, here's the thing. We haven't actually yet installed Face Fusion. Instead, we've simply installed the different apps and things like that we need to be able to just run it. Which is why if we click and go home and then try to open up the app in our browser, it will have a little installation button. So just click on the install button and it will start downloading and installing the files for it automatically, just like it was doing for us before. Which of course means that you can literally just walk away from your computer and do something else if you want while you wait for it to finish. This whole process took me about 15 minutes. But yes, once it's finished downloading and installing the files, you will see that it will have a little URL like this show up. This URL is actually clickable, so put your cursor over it and click it, and now FaceFusion will pop up as a separate internet browser tab ready to be used. And so now we can move on to step 5, generate face swap videos using FaceFusion. Yep, so first of all, with FaceFusion open, upload your video that you want to make a face swap of to be the target, and upload a portrait photo of your AI influencer to be the source. It will generate a preview for you, so you can make sure that you like it. This preview took my computer a few minutes to load. Then after that, if you want, you can tweak it using the processors. So for example, if you select the Face Enhancer processor, it's a subtle change, but I usually find that it makes the video even better. Again, it will generate a preview for you so that you can make sure it looks the way that you want it to. And then if you're happy with it, scroll down and click on Start. And now it will start processing. This took just over 24 minutes for me, but again, my computer is not very powerful, so yours might be a lot faster. But yes, once it finished processing, that was it. And now I could download the video. And so yeah, we went from this video here to this video here, all by using a completely free open source app, which honestly is kind of crazy. But of course, this begs the question, where do all of these creators get the videos that they're using FaceSwap for? And you know, I think that that is an excellent question. And well, honestly, I've heard through the grapevine that there are two main methods that people are currently using. One is the TikTok method. It's pretty simple. There are TikTok clone tools like this one here. You just take a TikTok video and copy the URL for it, then you paste it into the clone tool, and now you can create a clone of the video. However, while it was perfectly legal for me to go ahead and create a clone of my own TikTok because I own the copyright for it, I'm pretty skeptical that it's illegal for people to be doing this with TikToks that they don't own the copyright for. I'm sure that they are claiming something around fair use, but I am pretty skeptical. Although I'm not a lawyer, so I don't actually know for sure either way. I can't give legal advice, and so my skepticism is literally just my opinion. But I do know that there is a second low-cost way that people are getting videos, and that is that they legally create them by hiring models on places like Fiverr to create them in bulk for them. That way they have the copyright to the videos to edit and use. And so then, it is now time to move on to step 6, get free traffic and monetize it. Yes, so first up, once you create your free Instagram account for your AI influencer, you've then got to go and get traffic for your posts. And so the question is this, how are these AI influencers getting their traffic? Most people assume that they buy their followers and pay for traffic, and I thought that too. But then on a video I posted, I had an AI influencer creator reply and tell me that actually they usually just build up their audience organically. So yeah, if it sounds simple, it's because it kind of is. These creators are generating photos, videos, and they post them, and they let Instagram's content algorithm over time find the audience that would like their photos and videos, and then they just showcase it to them. So then that is a traffic strategy that people doing this side hustle usually use. It is patience plus consistency. So then, if that is the traffic strategy that they use, how are they monetizing their content? Well, as we've already established, these days the primary way is through creating exclusive membership sites that are linked to in the Instagram bios, where exclusive photos are posted behind a paywall. And of course, as I mentioned at the start of the video, the most popular right now seems to be FanView. And well, after being initially skeptical, I contacted FanView to ask if they could prove it to me that people were making money, and they did. They provided proof that AI influencers were making thousands of dollars a week, tens of thousands of dollars a month, and over $1,000 a day potentially on average. Like, you take this creator here, they made $11,146 in 7 days, which if we do the math is on average over $1,592 per day, which is kind of crazy. And actually, as part of my research for this segment of the video, I signed up for the membership of one of the more popular AI influencers, Aitana, to see what types of videos that the creator was posting. And to my surprise, they weren't actually full frontal nudity. However, they were still, shall we say, adult-orientated photos, so yeah. There you go. But yes, regardless, to sign up for FanView, just come and open up a free account. I'll have a link to it in the video description below. Then next, pick the country that you live in, and then select that you're an AI creator. And then for this section, you'll probably want to select not safe for work. Then after that, select your gender. And I think that they're asking for your gender here and not the AI influencer's gender. Then after that, you'll need to give your account a profile picture. and a name. And then next after that, you'll need to add in a photo to be your account banner. So for me, I just uploaded another photo I made with Fooocus of my influencer and cropped part of that to be the banner. You'll also need to add in an account bio. And like me, if you don't know what to put here, a quick tip is that you can also use ChatGPT like I did to help you create one. So I explained a bit about my influencer's made-up personality and asked it to come up with a bio for me using a first-person perspective, and it actually did a pretty good job. And then after that, FanView will ask you to verify your identity. Now, I can imagine that genuinely there will be plenty of people that won't be thrilled about having to verify their identity here. And look, I get it, but the reason why they have to do this is that sadly, there are lots of scammers these days online. And so websites like FanView, Shopify, and Etsy are requiring identity verification just in case someone tries to use their website to scam people. This is called KYC verification. So yes, it is annoying, but it was simple to do. First, I took a photo of my passport. Then I took a selfie with my phone, and that was it. The KYC verification was instant. Then after that, they'll ask where you found out about FanView. Answering this is optional, but they do currently give you a big 1-week earnings bonus if you fill this out. So my tip is that you should only create a FanView account once you have followers on Instagram, because that way you can maximize any potential money earned in that first 1-week bonus by marketing and advertising your account directly to your pre-existing followers. But yes, either way, once you've done that, your account will now be live. So what you can now do is go ahead and create new posts and add in exclusive paywall content like photos so that you can then market it and advertise it to your followers. So then, if you are curious and you'd like to learn about even more ways that people are earning money online with AI, be sure to watch my next video here on screen, and I will see you in the next video.